Welcome to another episode of Northshore Review. All right, so get this. We're diving into something seriously delicious for this deep dive.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Always up for a culinary adventure. What are we digging into?
Imagine you're in Covington, Louisiana, and you're craving, like, the best steak ever.
Okay, I'm following. Covington, Louisiana, steak cravings.
So where do you go? Well, we're serving up the inside scoop on this place, Desi Vega's Steakhouse Northshore.
Desi Vega's. I've heard good things.
Oh, yeah, and we've got all the intel, their menu, which, by the way, is like a dream come true for any steak lover.
Ooh, I do love a good steak. What else have we got?
And a profile on the powerhouse duo behind it all, the owners, I mean.
Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? Because this isn't just another steakhouse story.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. It's a story of resilience, friendship, and bringing serious fine dining to the North Shore.
Ooh, I love a good backstory. Lay it on me.
All right, so we're talking about Shane Songi and Sean Broad.
Okay, Shane and Sean got it.
Childhood friends get this from Chalmette, Louisiana. And their journey, let me tell you, facing challenge after challenge.
Like what?
Hurricanes. Think about it, the pandemic, and every time they come back stronger, even more determined to build something special.
Wow, that puts things into perspective. I mean, they could have gone the corporate route easy, but they chose to invest in themselves and their community too.
You got it. And that says a lot about them, creating something that benefits everyone, revitalizing their hometown.
That entrepreneurial spirit, it's like a breath of fresh air, right?
Totally. Creating jobs, local pride, offering something unique. It's what communities need.
And hold on, get this. These two, they're the masterminds behind the whole Prime Hospitality Group.
No way. Seriously.
Yeah. A Praise Lounge. They've got one in New Orleans and one in Covington. PJ's Coffee in Chalmette. Comedy House New Orleans. Flowers by John Kent. Kingsman Social Club.
Okay, they're on a roll. Anything else?
Oh, and they just opened a Savvy Sliders.
Talk about ambition. It's incredible, really, creating this whole, direct scene, for everyone.
But let's be real. We're all here for one thing. The food.
Let's dig in. What do they got?
The menu. Get ready for this. 100% USDA prime beef.
Okay, I'm listening.
Fresh Louisiana seafood and craft cocktails galore.
Oh, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
And the chef, Chef Marlon Hornsby, a South Louisiana native through and through.
So we're talking authentic, homegrown talent here.
Exactly. Imagine starting out at his mom's restaurant, absorbing all those flavors, the traditions.
Oh, I love that. A real family affair.
And then honing those skills at places like Commander's Palace and Nuvolari's.
Wow, talk about a culinary pedigree. That's impressive.
Right. So he's bringing this blend of tradition and like a fresh perspective to the whole steakhouse thing.
It's like he's bridging the gap between the old and the new. I bet that's reflected in his menu.
Absolutely. He takes classic steakhouse fare and throws in these unexpected twists. It's fun,
Oh, give me an example. What's he got?
Okay, are you ready for this? Who dat shrimp? And, wait for it, prime steak egg rolls.
What? Prime steak and an egg roll. That's wild.
I know, right? And of course you can't forget the tomahawk steak, a classic for a reason.
Oh, the tomahawk. It's a showstopper.
It's like he's taking these different worlds and smashing them together, but in a good way.
That might come from working with all those different cuisines, at those other places.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. But speaking of different, what really stands out, to me at least, is his dedication to using high-quality ingredients.
Oh, yeah, that's essential.
The freshest local produce, the finest cuts of meat.
He's not just cooking, he's curating an experience. You can tell he cares about where the food comes from.
It's like you're not just grabbing a bite, you're savoring every moment, the quality, the passion behind it all. You're tasting his journey, his heritage, all on one plate.
Absolutely. And to really enhance that journey, they've got these unique spaces, each with their own vibe.
Oh yeah, I was just getting to that. The main dining room, elegant. And they've got live music on Wednesdays.
Sounds classy.
Then there's the Appraised Dining Lounge, sophisticated, perfect for events.
Okay, I can see that.
And then the Sinatra Room, oh man, it's dripping with old school charm.
Ooh, I could see a romantic anniversary dinner happening there.
Totally. It's like they've thought of everything. A romantic dinner, a celebration, a night out with friends. There's a space for every occasion.
And not just spaces, they've also got the whole event planning thing down to a science.
Oh, really? Tell me more about these event spaces.
So they give you all the details up front. Room capacities, available days and times, how much you got to spend.
Okay, that's helpful, especially for budgeting.
Even menu options, they lay it all out so there are no surprises.
So you can really tailor the experience to your needs and your budget. That's awesome. What about the spaces themselves? Like what kind of events would each space be good for?
So, for example, the Sinatra Room, it's more intimate, like it could fit up to 22 guests.
Okay, so perfect for a smaller gathering.
Exactly. Maybe a rehearsal dinner or a small birthday party.
What about bigger events, say like a wedding reception?
For that, the Apres Dining Lounge would be great. It can hold between 21 and 50 people.
Right, so that's a pretty good size.
Yeah, it's more modern, spacious. Good for cocktail receptions or those big sit-down dinners.
What about the main dining room? Could you reserve that for an event?
I think they do offer that for larger events. It's not a dedicated private space, but it would be amazing, right? A wedding reception there with live music.
Totally. And to make things even easier, they have an event coordinator, Allison Trahan, who can walk you through everything.
Oh, that's great. It takes so much stress off the planning.
They're really upfront about all the details, too. Pricing, deposits, how you pay. It's like they've thought of everything.
Transparency is key, especially when you're planning something big. It builds trust, makes the whole experience smoother and more enjoyable.
They even offer extras, live music, audiovisual stuff.
Seriously. That's awesome. They're going all out to make your event special.
So it's more than just the food and atmosphere. They're really focused on those little details that elevate the whole experience. And that goes for their regular dining, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, remember we talked about Italian night? They have a special menu, live music by Jeff Gibson.
Right, and their take on chicken and dumplings, so unique. Fricasseed chicken thighs and potato gnocchi instead of dumplings.
It's like they're taking Italian comfort food to a whole other level.
I know. And they even have live music in the Apres Dining Lounge on Saturdays.
Sounds like they really want to create a whole multi-sensory experience for their guests. Food, drinks, music, atmosphere, they've got it all. Oh, and speaking of drinks, we have to talk about their cocktail list. It's impressive, really.
Fill me in. What are we talking about here?
Well, they've got a great mix of the classics, like your old fashions, martinis, Manhattans, but then they also have these really creative seasonal specials.
Ooh, seasonal specials. I love those. So what are we talking here?
Let's see, they have a Samoa martini.
Hold up. Did you just say Samoa martini, as in the Girl Scout cookie?
You heard right. Syrah coconut, creme de coconut, d'or de liqueur, d'or de sea caramel, with a caramel and coconut rim, and get this, topped with a Samoa cookie.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I have to try that.
And their whiskey selection is fantastic too. Bourbons, rye, you name it.
Now you're speaking my language. I'm a huge whiskey lover, so tell me more.
They have all the good stuff. Angel's Envy, Blanton's, Bullet Rye, Elijah Craig. They even have Pappy Van Winkle.
Whoa, Pappy Van Winkle. Now that's a serious whiskey.
Right. It shows they're serious about quality and catering to, those who appreciate the finer thing.
It's not just about having a lot of options. It's about having the right options, a curated selection.
And it's not just American whiskeys either. They have scotch, tequila, rum, all carefully chosen.
So like with everything else, they've really put thought into it. It's all about giving people what they want, but with style and quality.
Totally. And they've done a great job creating this destination, a place where people can celebrate, connect, and just have a great time.
All while staying true to their roots and giving back to the community. That's what makes this story so compelling. It's not just a successful business. It's a story of friendship, vision, and passion.
And, of course, incredible food and drinks.
Speaking of which, I'm officially starving. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this menu.
I'm ready. Where should we start?
Okay, I have to ask, those prime steak egg rolls, can we talk about those?
Oh, yeah, those sound intriguing.
I mean, it's prime steak and an egg roll. What's not to love?
It's definitely a unique twist on a classic, and it really speaks to the chef's playful side.
Totally. And I'm also eyeing those Houdat shrimp. Bacon-wrapped Gulf shrimp with crab meat stuffing and sweet chili glaze.
Oh, man, that sounds amazing.
It does, doesn't it? And then there's the sizzling crab cake, Louisiana jumbo lump, crab meat, all those spices, served on a sizzling plate. Talk about making an entrance.
It's all about the presentation. But if you're looking for something lighter, they have some great soup and salad options, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like their French onion soup is a classic, but they also have a burrata caprese salad that sounds divine.
Tomato jam, fresh basil, aged balsamic, and buttered crostini. Sign me up.
All right, let's move on to the main attraction, the steaks.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
So we already touched on the tomahawk, which honestly is a must-try for any steak lover. But they have a great selection of other cuts, too. Filet mignon, New York strip, ribeye.
And if you're feeling really adventurous, they have a cowboy steak. It's like a bone-in ribeye.
Okay, hold on. You keep saying well-marbled. What does that even mean for those of us who, aren't steak experts?
Oh, right. Sorry. Marbling is basically the white flecks of fat you see in the meat.
Okay, got it. And what does that do?
Well, the more marbling a steak has, the more flavorful and tender it will be. It's a sign of a really high-quality cut.
So the tomahawk, with all that marbling, must be incredibly tender.
Oh, it is. And they have all sorts of amazing toppings you can add, like an au poivre sauce, a blue cheese crust, or even an Oscar topping.
What's in the Oscar topping?
Jumbo lump crab meat, grilled asparagus, and holiday sauce. It's super decadent.
Okay, that's it. I'm sold. This place sounds amazing.
Right, and don't even get me started on the sides. Creamed spinach, grilled asparagus, roasted garlic mashed potato.
Oh, I love a good mashed potato. So what about those Louisiana-inspired sides you mentioned?
Oh, right. They have a crawfish stuffed towards baked potato
Ooh, that's calling my name.
and herb-crusted crawfish and macaroni gratin.
Okay, I'm adding those to my list.
And then, of course, they have a fantastic dessert menu, tiramisu, chocolate truffle cake, and all sorts of after-dinner drinks. It's the perfect way to end an indulgent meal.
It really does sound like a complete dining experience. They've thought of everything.
Exactly. They're not just serving food, they're celebrating Louisiana cuisine. You can feel the passion in every dish.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. Their story, the chef, the menu, everything. It's clear that Desi Vega's is more than just a place to eat. It's an experience.
Absolutely. It's a destination.
But before we wrap up our deep dive, I want to ask you, what do you think is their biggest strength? You've analyzed them from top to bottom. What makes them stand out?
That's a tough one. I think their biggest strength is that they manage to blend tradition and innovation so seamlessly.
What do you mean?
Well, they're a steakhouse, right? So they have that classic foundation, but they're not afraid to experiment, to incorporate their Louisiana roots, to put their own unique spin on things.
It's like they're respecting the past while also looking towards the future.
Exactly. And it's clearly working for them. People love it.
It is. So for our listeners out there, if you're looking for a dining experience that's truly special, Desi Vega's is definitely worth checking out.
Whether you're celebrating something big or just craving a fantastic meal, they've got you covered.
They've taken the classic steakhouse and made it their own.
Elevated it to a whole new level, really.
But, we've talked a lot about the food, the drinks, the atmosphere. What about the service? That's a big part of the experience too, right? It's funny how we always focus on the food, the decor, the whole vibe. But we kind of forget about the people actually making it all happen.
You're so right. The service, it can make or break a place.
Totally. Like a friendly face, a server who knows their stuff, a team that works well together. It just elevates the whole experience.
Big time. So what have you heard about the service at Desi Vega's? Anything interesting?
Well, from everything I've read, people rave about it. They say it's attentive, professional, and get this, genuinely friendly.
That's awesome. It sounds like they've got a team that really cares about hospitality.
Yeah, it's like they go above and beyond to make you feel welcome and taken care of.
That personal touch can make all the difference, turning a good meal into something truly memorable.
I've always said a great server can actually make the food taste better. What do you think?
I totally agree. It's like they're guiding you through the experience, offering suggestions, anticipating what you need.
And it sounds like the staff at Desi Vega's is well-trained. They really know their stuff, and they actually seem to enjoy what they're doing.
That's huge. It's got to come from the top down, right? The owners, the managers, they create this culture of hospitality.
Totally. It's all connected. Happy staff equals happy customer.
And that's the goal, right? To create this space where people feel good, enjoy amazing food, and want to come back for more.
It seems like Desi Vega's has got it figured out. Exceptional food, great atmosphere, top-notch service.
A winning combination.
So there you have it, folks. We've taken you deep inside Desi Vega's Steakhouse Northshore. From their story to their food, their event spaces, to their commitment to quality and service.
They're really doing something special over there.
So if you're ever in Covington and that steak craving hits, you know where to go. Well, that's it for our deep dive into Desi Vega's Steakhouse Northshore. We definitely recommend you check them out. Stay tuned for our next deep dive where we will be exploring another amazing restaurant on the North Shore. Until then, stay hungry, my friends.